Hello and welcome to Duke's Handbook, where I give general life advice on anything that anybody has. The Reddit episodes are Mondays at 05:30 in the morning Mountain Time. Anytime somebody emails in or have multiples like that, those episodes are released Tuesday through Friday at 5:30 in the morning. Thank you for listening. Enjoy the show. So I'm going to kick this one off with one that I actually printed out because I was afraid it was going to just be gone after the fact. This one's called "I Think My Friend Is Missing or in Trouble." We've been looking for him for weeks and we finally got a reply back from his number, but we don't think it's actually him and we are worried. What else can we do? Now it's about a page, so bear with me. Hi there, I usually don't freak out about an old friend not keeping in touch, but this has been different. I'll try to keep this explanation as short as possible. So Dan has been my partner's and my old friend for years, and my partner's friend since childhood. As old friends in adulthood are, they don't have regular contact as they lived in different states for the last couple of years. But in the last few weeks, my partner has been trying to reach out since the holidays to say happy holidays and whatnot, as we do, right? But the messages and calls have gone unanswered. They go through so the number was connected, but they were ignored. My partner thought this was really unusual as this is unlike Dan. So my partner reached out to our mutual friends in the past week, and it ended up being that around 20 separate people have tried to contact him around the holidays, and no one was getting an answer. That's sus. Not sus like it's bad on him, but that's sus. I'd be worried too. We then tried contacting his immediate family members. We had the contact information for his brother and his brother opened the message and left us on read. We knew that Dan never had a good relationship with his family, but it was still ridiculous in our opinion that his brother would ignore a message from his friend just wondering if he's okay. No one in our friend group can locate anyone else in Dan's family, so this was a dead end. Sounds like it'd be a movie, right? Now this has snowballed into our mutual friends, a group of around 30 people, creating a group chat and trying to figure out what's going on. We got in touch with his employer. His employer messaged back saying that they haven't personally heard from him for 1.5 weeks, as his work is totally remote and they only check in from time to time for project deadlines. His employer somehow had no known current address for him. That's weird. We called around to the hospitals near his last known home address. Nothing. We called the post office and confirmed his address. They said Dan's address changed 4 months ago and no forwarding address. We called the cops to ask. They have no known address. I don't even know how this is possible. He has absolutely zero activity on any social media. And believe us, we really looked on every social media, even LinkedIn and GitHub. Nothing. I don't know what GitHub is, but then the weirdest thing happened this morning, where we get a text back from Dan's phone number to just one of our friends that just said, "Sorry, I'm okay." That friend tried to follow up gently. We all know he might be going through something with mental health issues, so none of us are being pushy for an explanation. But our texts are going ignored once again. I guess we are relieved we got some form of a response back, but what? We are all still extremely unsettled and think there's something bad going on, either with his mental health or he's in trouble, or even worse. That wasn't Dan that texted us back. We are just really worried, as we know his family is very unsupportive and he's acting really out of character with this much radio silence on his end. Yeah, I'm not going to lie, that is like super weird. But I do also understand, like, when people are going through like a mental health issue or whatever, they do tend to like kind of cut communication. And I mean, like, I do it myself, but they like completely ignore people's texts and everything like that. And like, even your job doesn't have a home address for you. There's the possibility that he just decided to go off grid. And since he works remotely, he can. And then there's also the possibility that he is in trouble, and that isn't something that I want to like amplify here. So I would just go with, he has the ability to go off and not have to stay in one location, being that his job is remote. And so he probably did that just to kind of heal or recharge. Like maybe he's out in the woods, but he gets internet with like the Skylink or Starlink internet stuff, right? And then maybe he is just trying to figure out where he's at mentally. But I mean, worse come to worse, yeah, like he's in a little bit of trouble, and nobody can find him, and whatever's happening is happening. But keep your head up. I really hope that you hear back from Dan. I printed that out January 30th. So I hope you hear this, and I hope everything's okay with him. This one's called My Roommates Are Defending a Pedophile. So my 20 female roommates, B23F, we're going off a name here. Okay, B23F, J26F, and L28 male, are wanting a pedophile to crash at our place for 2 weeks because CPS was called on him and his 15-year-old girlfriend. What? I texted our group chat and let them know that I am absolutely not okay with this, especially since I'm still moving in and he's going to be staying right outside my room. When I said my concerns, Jay jumped to his defense and said he wasn't a pedophile, he just likes younger girls. That's a pedo. She also went on to say that he's, quote, too young to be a pedophile because he's 20 years old and she's 15. Still pedo. In my opinion, I turned 20 this week, and even the thought of being with a 17-year-old makes me uncomfortable, let alone a 15-year-old. As you should be. I mean, Jesus, like 20 and 15, that's a big difference. Last night when the situation was being explained to me, B was trying to defend him by saying, well, I'm 23, and if I was dating a 28-year-old, it wouldn't be weird. No, because you're both adults. Like, come on. And I basically explained to her that she's an adult and her partner would be an adult as well. She kept coming with scenarios and trying to make the age gap right when there just wasn't a way to do that. She was leaning towards my side, but was, for some reasons, trying to keep the peace. I can understand, like, trying to keep the peace. And I also understand the whole 23 and 28 and 25 and 30. I get that. I mean, me as a 33-year-old man, I was dating a chick that was 21, but we're both adults. I know a lot of people are going to be like, oh, that's fucking creepy, dude. Like, no, it's not. We're both adults, okay? My other two roommates, S23, female, D20, or male or female, whatever, are either being quiet on the situation or are absolutely appalled. D is my best friend and agrees that it is disgusting, while S has stayed silent from what I can see. He also apparently knew this girl was when he was a minor. So he was 17 and she was like 12. Gross. I'm not really sure what to do. Jay is saying she wants to further explain the situation to me, but I think I've heard enough. I don't want to cause any trouble, but the entire situation really grosses me out, and I'm not going to protect a pedophile. Should I suck it up and protect the peace, or do I stand my ground? TLDR, I'm assuming, I got told that means long story short. My 26 female roommate wants a 20 male dating a 15 female to move into our house for a few weeks. CPS was also called on their relationship. I find it absolutely disgusting. I don't want any part of it, and I just moved in. I don't know what to do. If I should just suck it up or say something. Stand your ground, dude. Dude's a creep. Why are you 20 and dating, what is 15, middle school, freshman in high school? Why are you almost legal to drink and you're dating this 15-year-old? I find it incredibly creepy. And I know a lot of people would probably say the same for me. 33, dated a 21-year-old. Yeah, I mean, but like we went out and had good times, bars, camping, all that stuff. This is to a point grooming. And I don't know, man. It's weird to me that anybody would want to be with like a 15, 16, 17, 18-year-old. But 15, like, dude, it's weird. I'd say stand your ground, because that is definitely a creep, man. So, all right. Diving into this one blind as well, because you know how we do. This one says, my friend's girlfriend made me uncomfortable at a party last night, and I don't feel like I'm being listened to. Hey everyone, I'm going to try to keep this pretty anonymous. Anonymous. It's like one of those words that I have trouble with sometimes, especially reading it. Basically, I was at a formal party last night with some good friends, and one of my friends has a girlfriend. This friend, I will call friend 1. His girlfriend wasn't with us initially, and she showed up later after we were all sat down. She came up to the table to say hi to us, but she was really pressing her body against me, especially her butt, and just didn't move from that position. She also completely did not acknowledge that I was even there. I got up and moved somewhere else because I was uncomfortable. I mean, like I would too. Later on, we were watching some dance groups on the stage, and people were having fun, dancing around on the sides while watching, etc. During this, she picks up one of her friends. She picks up one of her friends and inadvertently slams her friend's body into me, causing me to get knocked pretty forcefully onto a nearby table, which, like the previous incident I described, she did not even acknowledge what happened, let alone apologize for it. She sounds like a cunt. Just going to throw that out there. All right. Later that night, after we all left to go get food, I told one of my other friends, we'll call him friend 2, about what happened, and he just told me not to think too much into it, even telling me, quote, I don't know what you want me to say, dude. Almost like he was bothered by what I said. I can tell he didn't really want to talk to me much for the rest of the night. If it helps, friend 2 is friend 1's roommate. But I've known both of these guys for years. Neither one of them has talked to me since I brought it up. And I just feel like I'm being gaslit or ignored over this whole thing. And I really don't know what to say or do about any of this. I mean, like, you've said your piece. Like, dog, your chick wouldn't, like, get her ass off of me. And I don't know what the hell's going on there. But you've said your piece, man. I mean, that's all you really can do. And now that they won't talk to you, dude, that's on them. So, I mean, I wouldn't read too much into it. It's not like she's like sitting there going, oh my God, I want you to fuck me. Maybe she was just leaning. I don't know. I don't know what she's about. I don't know what their whole relationship was about. But what I could tell you is just let it go. I would say it would probably, if it goes farther than that, then it'd probably be a good idea to then bring it up to your friend and be like, yo, your chick just offered to suck me off, dude. Suka a la mink. Then you bring it up again. But if she's just like being weird and putting her butt on you, then she's fucking weird. My best friend outshines me in everything. From the time we were both 7, and that sucks, and I might have something for you here though, but from the time we were both were 17, male, we're little kids, my best friend has been really good at almost everything. Super athletic, funny, outgoing, comes from a wealthy family, which that doesn't mean anything, etc. And I've always been just kind of mediocre or outright bad at most things, which is whatever. Not looking for reassurance on that. The point is, recently, as we've gotten older, I started my first job a few years ago, and I've been forming friendships with my coworkers and managers for the past 3+ years. I wanted him to start there for a long time because I thought he would get a lot out of it. So come March of last year, he starts at my workplace. Within the last 10-ish months, it's become obvious that all my friends like him and want to hang out with him far more than me. Plus, he's far more attractive and girls gravitate toward him because I'm worse by comparison. I've brought it up to with him once before because I got so miserable that I even want to go out and see my friends anymore. I don't even want to go out and see my friends anymore. He basically said that I was overthinking it and obviously imagining it. It's gotten to the point where he doesn't really want to do a lot of stuff unless I go with him. But I don't want to do anything with him because it's a constant reminder that he's better than me in seemingly every facet of life. I want to clear the air or get this off my chest since it really isn't his fault, but when I try and talk about it, he says I'm just overthinking. I even started to quietly resent some of my closest friends because of this. I don't know what to do to ATP. Any advice? P.S. Not meant to be some bullshit sob story. It's just the reality of the situation. Again, it's not really anything malicious or intentional on his end. It just sort of pans out that way. I've had friends like that it's like they were better at BMXing. They were just better conversationally. They were more charismatic. And I'm not going to lie to you, that actually made me want to be better. And then I actually kind of became more charismatic. It became a lot easier to speak publicly, stuff like that. And I've actually learned a lot from my friend that was like that. And it kind of brought me out of my shell a lot more. I would say take it as like a blessing in disguise. Like, yeah, you're looking at it like, oh my God, he's better than me and everything, blah, blah, blah. But learn from it. See if you can get the same confidence this person has. See if you're able to kind of match that energy. Not try to be them, but just match the energy. And that should raise your confidence and your ability to talk to more people. Maybe you'll be able to talk to girls better. You might not get better at whatever sport or anything like that, but all it does is having somebody like that in your life that's just so good at everything. It kind of raises the bar for you to try and meet that expectation a little bit, and then bring it out of yourself from within that you're not bad at anything or everything. You're just in this weird funk. So try to, again, take that as a blessing in disguise. I'm not trying to beat a dead horse here, but you can use that as an ability to increase your charisma, your confidence, and your ability to be able to interact and be funny and crack jokes and everything like that. So, but the wealthy family thing, that doesn't mean shit. Hey, I just want to say thank you for everybody that listens. I really appreciate you guys listening in on the weekly basis. I do have another podcast going with my Australian buddy. It's called Eagle and the Roo. Keep a lookout on that. We're currently recording episodes right now, and they are video episodes, so they will be up on YouTube as well so that you can see our facial reactions and everything like that. I look forward to seeing you not only on the YouTube for this podcast, but that podcast as well. And I mean, thanks for listening, man. I appreciate all of you. You have a good rest of your day.